with the press conference and Billy breaking everything down, the big question mark for him today was the quarterback room and who's going to be the starting quarterback. He did say that we will know pretty quickly who the starting quarterback is going to be. And the question is the over-under. How many practices is it gonna take until the job's announced? With him saying we're gonna know pretty quickly, and the things that he was saying about Mertz leads me to believe that he is the guy. I know Maximus Prime has been thrown around a lot. We had Princely on. He threw some love towards him as well. I think Max is gonna be great. Could I see Max taking over later in the season? Absolutely, if things aren't going right. But this is Mertz's job to lose. This is, again, he went out there, evaluated all the quarterbacks into the portal. One thing we have said before, everyone that he's went out and got in the portal thus far has came in and been successful. You could argue that the best players on the team have came from the portal last year. Ricky Pearsall, O'Sirens, and Montrell. So could we have another one? Could he do that again with Cam Jackson and the others and these guys coming in? I think so. Look, I'm excited for what Graham's going to be able to do. A lot of praise from him, from the players. Ricky Pearsall had a lot of good things to say about him, as he would. And again, the big question mark, is it a good thing that there's so much question behind who the starter is going to be? I don't know. I think that it's Billy trying to really build confidence in that room, honestly, because why would you come out here and just shut Jack Miller down, somebody who's been in your system for a year, and Max, who's been in your system for a year, and kind of just shut that down right away? I think it's positive. And also, too, I think they talked about with Kirby, you don't want to tell somebody they don't have a job right away because of the portal now. It's so easy just to pack up and leave. So you almost got to tease these guys along anyways, so these guys don't dip out halfway through the offseason. Miami lost a cornerback today. So
yeah, probably told him he wasn't going to start.
Yeah, when is that damn door closed? So we don't have to worry about that thing anymore.
We'll talk about that at a different time. But I thought there was a point in time that you just couldn't enter the portal anymore.
I don't. It's a wild west. Change. We'll call the NCAA. I'm sure they'll have an exact reason of why.
I'm sure they've got it all under control.
Yeah. Dave, what's your thoughts? Who's it going to be, big guy?
I mean, I think it's pretty simple. I beat the drum 1,000 times. I mean, like, you have two quarterbacks Jack Miller's got like maybe one game of experience against Oregon State. You have another quarterback that has zero college experience, and then you have Graham Mertz, who's had over 30 plus starts. So I think the case against who's going to start, I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, they're going to roll out Graham Mertz when they go to play Utah. Now, I'm curious to see who the backup quarterback's going to be. You heard Billy Napier praise Max Brown a little bit more, and I'm not going to say that he just completely threw Jack Miller under the bus or anything like that. But you heard him talk about Max Brown a little bit more, and you're just saying, is Max Brown quarterback number 2? We don't know. I mean, you go back, you look at Max Brown's stats, over 70% completion rating in high school. I mean, I beat that drum a lot too. I mean, can that translate to the college world? I mean, it was quite funny to hear him talk about like Max Brown a little bit more, but at the same time, I don't think there's any question. I think it's going to be Graham Mertz, and obviously, as I said, I'm not going to beat the same drum. I think a new offensive line, some new weapons can help revamp him as a quarterback. But as I said, competition gets harder. We'll see.
I'm excited for Graham. I think, and we'll get into this as the expectations, which comes up next, but I'm really looking forward to it. Do you have any thoughts on the quarterback room, Dave or Steve?
Well, the one thing I will say is I think Billy gave a big tell in his post press conference while he was at the podium. Right, he met with the media, where there's like multiple like microphones, cameras around, open scenario where he has to take questions, and I think one of the reporters really hit the nail on the head, and they asked when he thought he would be ready to make the quarterback decision. And I think Billy really summed it up in the best way that Billy can. And that was when he said, we're going to make a decision when we've decided.
Hey, take it easy, my boy, bro. Bro, I'm watching.
It was like, that's what a decision is, Billy, is when you decide.
I'm watching Billy with Todd today, and I'm sitting there, and Todd goes, if you were in there, what would you ask him? And I go, I don't know, Todd, because he's not going to answer what I ask him anyways.
Anyway.
And I don't have any desire to ask him. You have to ask a tough question to really try to pull anything out of and decipher it. And somebody asked a question, and I go, oh, that's a good one. And then he just maneuvered his way out of it and didn't even answer the question. I go, how the fuck does he do that?
Well,